Almost 40 years ago, Pasquale Caputo made his debut on the Jackie Gleason Show. Since then, he has appeared in top nightclubs, major theaters, just about every major talk show, in movies, television, whatever. Somewhere along the line, he morphed into a guy named Pat Cooper, and he's my first guest today. Good to see you, Pat.
Nice to see you again. Been a long time, right?
Yeah, well, I just mentioned 40 years since you were on the Gleason Show. I think it's been about 30 years since the first time I interviewed you.
Right. Where did the time go?
I know. I wonder.
Were you in hiding?
I don't know why, but boom, all of a sudden you're old.
That was yesterday.
Or
yesterday,
older, right, yeah.
You're absolutely, but you know something? At least we got here.
Indeed, yes.
Think of those who didn't.
When you did that gig on the Gleason Show, what had your career been before then? Because I think that's when most people became aware of you.
I started to make money in this business 1962. I did Gleason in 63.
So it was only a year.
Well, you know, in those days, when I went on Gleason, I worked at Copacabana. I got $600 for doing, 3 shows a night, 21 shows. But in those days, $600 was $600. Yeah. And then I went to Vegas, and I worked all the major hotels, and I worked California. I worked all over. Then they thought I was going away. And I woke everybody up by being on a Tom Snyder show and accusing everybody of busting my chops. And they said, what happened to this guy? And I said, well, you're trying to take my dignity away. I can't let you do that. And they all said, your career is over. I said, no, I raised my price $1,000. And they didn't understand that. And I became more popular, if you want to call it that, by doing that and saying what was on my mind. And when I did it, it was not the thing to do. Today, everybody's saying what's on the mind.
Well, that's a style of comedy that you were one of the people that began.
But it wasn't comedy. I was angry.
Well, you and Alan King, he's the last angry Jew, you're the last angry Italian.
No, Alan King was a different kind of story. Alan King was angry like maybe at the airlines. I was angry at people. And I named the people that I was angry at that said were trying to abuse me, and I wouldn't let them do that. And they well, you're going to get lawsuits. I said, you can't give me a lawsuit if I'm telling the truth. So when I went on Tom Snyder and blew my stack, the next day people say your career is over, and I said I raised my price $1,000 because everybody's going to call up for that guy who was on Tom Snyder that went nuts. But I didn't go nuts. I brought it to the front and said we got to tell the truth. You can't let people take away your dignity. And these entertainers were trying to take my dignity, and I would not allow them to do that. And I said, before you do that, I'll quit the business, or you're going to have to shoot me, one of the two. So they've never seen that kind of anger by naming names. So I did that, and today they go, and now I'm the last angry comic. That's what a joke.
No. But you could wear that out, too, the angry business. You
also I wear it out. It's hotter now than ever.
But you have to be funny, too, Pat.
Oh, I'm hilarious. I'm not funny. I'm hilarious. Because they call me the lovable angry man, because I wanted to start a business. Let me yell at your children, but I didn't know how to start it. They said, how can you put that into a business? Maybe put on a record when the kids get out of order. Play Pat Cooper's record. I'll scream for you.
Pat, there's one thing I want to mention before we go any further. Pat is going to have an appearance here toward the end of the month in New Jersey, and as we go along this evening, we are going to give away a couple of tickets to that performance. Right. And we're also going to give away a couple of Pat's CDs and a couple of posters, very similar to what you're seeing there on the screen, what you saw a moment ago. And I'm going to tell you how you can get one of those in a couple of moments.
Well, that's nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, if you had to define your style, what would you say? Because in my mind, I have you pegged.
May I say what's on my mind without being an egotistical man? I'm one of a kind. There's only one me. Because I am where I want to be, Lee. I could have been further if I wanted to yield. I refused to yield. Now you got to understand, and I'm very honest, I wouldn't take guff from my mother and father. I wouldn't take their guff. So why would I take guff from people that
you don't even know, right?
Yeah. No, but and again, not to be an evil person, is to let them know how dare you say how dare me. In other words, you're telling me I cannot defend myself. Who are you? Just because you're Jerry Vale, or because you're Frank Sinatra, or because that's wrong. If you treat me as an equal, I'll treat you as an equal. And even today, some of the people, they turn their back on me because they say I intimidate and I'm a time bomb. I say, no, you can't take honesty. So if you can't take honesty, then don't bother me. I don't need, listen, I was on Letterman. I was on Conan O'Brien. They don't call me no more. Regis Philbin, they don't call me no more. You know why? They're not in my league. They're part of the herd. And I'm a rancher. And they don't understand that. They're just part of being, what they think they are. But they're not honest, decent people. I'm an honest, decent person because I work at it. I've made mistakes all my life. Of course I did.
Who hasn't?
But I try to explain to them, we're all, listen, every Thursday morning I rehearse dying. I tell the wife, how do you like me this way or you like me that way? And that's reality. And I try to tell some of these big stars, You know, how much can you make and how much can you do? And relax and enjoy. They want more. Regis Philbin did the $20 million, whatever he got for that show, the millionaire who wants to be a millionaire. All right? Now he's off. He was mad because he's off. How much can you do? You got the day show. You got how many shows can you have?
Well, how many shows do you do a year?
I don't know. You know, I never counted. Now it's very slow. Show business is slow. Whatever's out there, I'm getting. But now, at my age, now I'm picking what I want to do. I really am. You know, listen, I can work comedy clubs all day long.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I go down to Florida if I want to. I'm going to a point now I can't quit. I want to quit. They won't make me quit. They say, Pat, what do you want? I say, well, maybe I'll take it easy. But we got jobs for you, which means I represent money for them.
Yeah.
So I feel guilty saying if I don't take the job, the guy can't send his son to college.
But Pat, you don't really want to quit. You want to be able to say what's on your mind.
Oh, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to stay home. I'm tired of getting on the plane going back and forth to Vegas. You know, I live in Las Vegas. Yeah. I'm tired. I'm 74 years old. Where am I going? I'd like to do, and I say this with tremendous respect, I want to do a job like yours at home. You know, maybe an hour a night and talk to people. And, you know, I'm not looking to make a lot of money. Just pay my expenses and just say, hey, you know, I had a nice career. I want to be with my grandkids. My grandkids are 7 and 6. You know, I want to get, you know, sex is over when you have grandkids because grandkids are sex. Better than sex. And you know the Jewish word kvelling makes you feel so great. And I want to go through that.
Another great Yiddish word. Sechel, nachas.
That's my biggie. Nachas, nickers, and huckers, and tuckers.
Let's take a little break on that note. But before we go, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Our phone number here is 1-888-NEWS12NJ. And the first person that calls that number when we get back after this break is going to get a couple of tickets to Pat's concert, the 28th, I believe it is. We'll give you the address and everything. And then for the people after that, we have a couple of CDs to give away and a couple of signed posters. So I'll be right back with Pat Cooper and with you.
Hey, Lisa! Put on Channel 12! Put on Channel 12! I'm going to be talking to Pat Cooper!
I'm talking with Pat Cooper. Pat's going to be at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank on September 28th, which is a Saturday. And he's going to be with Uncle Floyd.
Uncle Floyd.
And for those of you who are watching right now, we have some things to give away. We have a couple of tickets. Frank, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How you doing, Frank?
Very well.
You a Pat Cooper fan?
Yes, I am. How you doing, Pat?
How are you?
Very good. I see you. Whenever I get a chance, I try to see where you're performing.
I'm sorry?
Been a fan for years.
He tries to see you wherever you're going to be.
Well, thank you. I try to be everywhere now that I know you want to see me.
Yeah, right.
You play your cards right, I'll work your garage.
He moves fast. Frank, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll get your address and everything. We're going to send you 2 tickets for Pat's performance at the Count Basie Theater on the 28th. You can
Great.
go that night, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you, Pat.
Thank you. Come backstage, say hello.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, do that, Frank. I mean, tell him you're the guy that won the tickets.
That's
and,
right.
Pat said to
Absolutely.
come back and say hello.
Absolutely.
First time you ever made $1 as a comic. Where was that?
Was in Brooklyn at a bar on Carroll Street in Court, and they gave me $10 to make a fool of myself, and that's exactly what I did. I always had confidence in my stupidity. Like last night, I was at the Friars, and we were honoring Leroy Neiman.
Yeah.
And I don't get a script. I don't write. I just went on there, and I like to work that way. It turns me on. It's Russian roulette in a
Yeah,
sense.
it's working without a net.
Well, I roasted 10 years in a row, and I close. And they would always be waiting to see what am I going to do. And I always got, I always got by. So when I was a kid, I would do anything. I would do Cagney, I would do Cary Grant, and make a fool of myself. And people said, see, when you're an Italian, you were a buffoon. But when you were Jewish, you were another Milton Berle.
There you go.
Because the culture, in an
Whoops.
Italian, what happened? Your tooth fell.
I dropped my nostril.
You all right?
Well, yeah, I'm fine.
So anyways, I did that, and my family was embarrassed.
Really?
Oh, because they didn't understand that's comedy. Now, if I sang off key, another Pavarotti, another Caruso, that was the culture. And when I become successful, my family thought I hurt their feelings by becoming successful because they were calling me a buffoon all these years. So I couldn't win either way. When they saw me on Jackie Gleason, they would not believe it was me. They wouldn't want, because I don't think they wanted to believe. Because people were saying, is this the guy you called a buffoon? My mother and father would look at me and get nuts.
Pat, parents are like that. When I started my career on radio and television, I worked out of town. I worked in the South. I worked in Cincinnati for a while. And my father always asked me, what are you doing for a living? And why don't you get a job?
Yeah.
So then I got a job in New York at NBC Radio, and he could turn the radio on and hear me. Now, all of a sudden, my son is a radio announcer,
Okay. But see, my parents were very tough when it came to that because they lived in a box 5 days a week, macaroni on Thursday and Sunday, and then Monday morning you went to work. That was it. Friday night you got paid, you put the money on the table. It was like, the same song over and over again. The minute you deviated from that, there was something wrong. In fact,
excuse me, I have to pick this thing
pick it up, just don't hurt your fingers. In fact, my father, when I was about 9, 10 years old, took me to this doctor, and to get my head examined, he put a stethoscope on my head, and the doctor saying, the boy is very up. He said he's a happy kind. He said, he's making a fool of himself because he's always making the jokes. He's always kidding around. And they didn't understand that. And I used to say, well, that's me. What am I supposed to do?
We have another caller on the line. Martin, how you doing?
Oh, fine, thank you.
All right. Are you a Pat Cooper fan?
Yes, I saw him many years ago up in the Catskills.
Wow.
In the Catskills? He's not Jewish. He can't work the
The whole
Catskills.
world's Jewish, you know that.
Oh, that's where he was. I liked it better than, what's his name? Oh, I forgot him. He's going to be...
Whatever his name was. We're going to
Yeah.
send you a Pat Cooper CD, okay, Martin?
Enjoy it.
Thanks for calling.
Okay,
I'm sure he
thank
will.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
That's nice.
That Martin saw you up in the Borscht Belt.
Well, sure, that was a great learning grounds. But you see, I did something I thought was very smart. I didn't make it my whole career working in one area, because then there would be a stamp on you. There was a stamp on me as it was that I was an Italian comic, and they all thought he can only talk to Italians. But when I went and broke into the Jewish mountains and I got laughs on these people, then I became more international, if you will. And I broke down doors. Now, there are a lot of great Jewish comics today can't get work in certain parts of the country because they're very ethnic, too ethnic. But that's okay. I'm very fortunate.
But the really great Jewish comics, like the great anything, they just went over that. They're accepted everywhere.
Yeah, but see, today
Buddy Hackett was popular in Duluth,
absolutely.
Minnesota. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm talking about me. They put a stick. I'd never heard of an Italian being a comic. They said an Italian being a comic. This was unheard of. But a lot of people thought I spoke Italian. So I had to overcome all that. And believe it or not, they still don't think. A lot of people with Pat Cooper say, well, he says in Italian. Now we don't think he's Italian. But it's good. I'm still here. I'm going to be doing the right thing.
Okay, Steve, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Okay, we're doing great. You won yourself a CD, Pat, just for calling. You didn't have to answer a question. Didn't have to do
There
anything.
you go. You're a winner.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for
Okay.
calling.
And by the way, we don't have any more tickets, but why don't you get up to the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank on the 28th, and you can see Pat.
That's a great idea.
And you get a belly laugh.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. No,
Thanks a
no,
lot, guys.
hopefully. He'll get a belly laugh
We'll
if he
try.
goes to see you. You know that. They kind of bill you as the belly laugh comedian, don't they?
Well, that was my wife's idea.
Was it really?
Well, she says every time you go out there, these people get, they get belly laughs. So I said, well, that's what she did. I don't. If it was up to me, I wouldn't put laugh in it. I just say, trying the best I can.
And the best you can gets belly laughs. Hi, what's your name?
Karen.
Karen, how you doing, Karen?
Fine. How are you?
All righty, we're going to give you a poster,
Well, thank you.
and it's not only it's got a picture of both Pat and Uncle Floyd, but Pat signed it for you. Okay?
That's great.
Are you a fan of Pat's?
Well, I hope he's not offended by this, but he's hysterical on Howard Stern.
I'm not offended by it. That's part of my career that I had good moments and I had bad moments, but that's okay.
You were so
yesterday
funny.
morning I was on Imus. That's okay. I do everybody's show.
That's
Right
great.
now I don't do Howard's show because he put a gag order on people, and I don't think he has a right to put a gag order on anybody. So I said, Howard, better I go about my business because you ain't living to see the day to put a gag order on me. And that's what happened there. But I've had good moments with him, and I'm not angry at him. I wish him well.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
Karen, thanks for calling.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Howard is putting a gag order on
Well,
Howard
he did on
Stern?
Opie and Anthony. Did you remember that?
Oh, well, Opie and Anthony, they got themselves in a little bit of
No,
trouble.
but he did it before, and what happened was they both agreed not to talk about each other.
Yeah.
So Opie and Anthony signed a $30 million contract. Now they're on their way. But these idiots turn around, and they are idiots, and they blow it.
Yeah.
Now they're out of a job. They can't get a job.
Well, for a long time I called them Opie and Dopey, and I think
They
I,
are.
I
You're
was
right.
right. Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, who's next on the phone here? Jerry, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
All righty, say hello to Pat.
Hi, Pat. How you doing?
Hello,
I'd
Jerry.
like to say the show is great, and Pat, you're a great comedian, and you're as great as ever.
Thank you.
Just two questions. First,
Okay.
are you from Brooklyn?
Are you
Yes.
from- yes.
Okay. I think you might have known my father's side of the family, my father and his brother. Last name's Mollo, M-O-L-L-O. Sound familiar?
Don't hit me right now.
No?
I'm
Just like-
sorry. Tell him I apologize. I don't know him.
Bensonhurst? No?
Who?
Bensonhurst
Were you from
area?
Bensonhurst area?
No, Red Hook, South Brooklyn.
Okay.
Court Street, Carroll Street, second place.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway,
thank
you for calling.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're great.
Why am
Thanks
I
a lot.
looking up here for?
Because that's where the voice is coming
Yeah.
from. I do that too sometimes.
Really?
And I see an airplane. Okay, now we get past the Gleason show.
Okay.
The career is going.
Right.
You start speaking your mind.
Right.
And people are telling you, Pat, you can't do that and make a living.
Right. I proved them wrong.
Right.
I make a great living. Great living. And, I have no education. I got 1 week high school. I didn't go that week.
You played hooky the 1 week that you
So
went to high
there
school.
you go. And only in this country, and again, bringing up what we're going to have tomorrow,
Yeah.
which is the anniversary of 9/11. And I tell everybody, the First Amendment, you can't abuse it no more because we're in a war mode. I try to tell that. When I see some celebrities put this country down, I get very angry. And it's wrong. What we got to do instead of getting angry is get mad. That's what we should do. Don't get angry and say the country's wrong and we're wrong or our president's an idiot. This is wrong. Right now, you're in a war mode. You got to take care of this country. Get angry tomorrow. Don't just, it's nice to say we feel sorry. Pray for those who lost their lives. After you finish praying, say, now we're going to get you because you can't do this to us no more. We're not going to let you do that. And that's what this country's got to do. We can't talk anymore. Talking is over.
No, for Pat Cooper to tell people not to get angry,
Well, that you got to
You
get
broke
angry.
some ice.
No, that you got to get angry.
Pat, pleasure seeing you
My
again.
pleasure, Lee. Thank you for having me.
Thank
Be
you for
well.
coming. And you can come back here anytime. No
You're a nice
gag order
man.
on
Thank
you.
you. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
And if you folks want to go see Pat, you can do that Saturday, September 28th at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank. He'll be there with Uncle Floyd. Phone number to call for ticket information for that performance, 732-842-9000. Or you can get online, patcooperonline.com. Okay? Pat, again, thank you.
Thank you.
Going to take a little
Happy
break.
holiday.
And same to you. Good Yontif, Pontiff. Now, from the King of the Belly Laughs to Chicken Soup, coming up next.
Great book, by the way.